I didn't see it earlier, so I'm not entirely sure. But now we're in the draft, so it doesn't matter. And here we go. Game one between Ninjas in Pajamas and FlyToMoon. Bat Rider, Phoenix, two winged heroes coming out of the draft from Ninjas in Pajamas, and then Wisp, Faceless, Void, and immediately into the Venge. So, I mean, do you immediately think that we're going to see that Venge Medusa again?
No, not this time. It's not a FlyToMoon way. I think they picked the Venge just for picking the Venge.
Mm,
I will say, though, that I'm glad they took out General Batrider. I think it's so good. Even though we saw
yeah.
yesterday he had a really rough laning stage, it just didn't matter. Like, the impact he had on the hero was still really strong. Always Wanna Fly did play this Venge yesterday as well, so this shouldn't be a shock. Like, they like
Mm-hmm.
opening with this hero. They like the save because didn't he play Oracle then Venge yesterday? I think, is that right?
Yeah, he played Oracle, then Venge. They played Morphling both games. Bat Rider and I believe General was
He played Void
on
Spirit
the
game too.
Void Spirit. Yeah,
So
because they went Iceberg, Nature's Prophet in the second game.
So, we can take away from this already that FlyToMoon love having this hard save in their lineup. And I talked about it a little bit before game one yesterday, that the type of game they like to play is, that, they like to play aggressive. They like to just try and push their advantage as much as they can in fights. They like to really go gung-ho. And this save allows them to do that and enables them to always have that get out of jail free card. So I
Yeah.
like the Venge opening pick. It suits them well.
Ooh, Earth Spirit pick. So Earth Spirit Venge, and I think Earth Spirit is so good right now. I mean, he's always been this good, but I think Earth Spirit is just one of those heroes that has a massive reach, can initiate early on, move and be aggressive early on, and that aggression, for me at least, doesn't really fall off too much. Like just going in with a rolling boulder smash, and having that geomagnetic grip later on, like is so massive, and that reach potential is so good.
Yeah, I like the Split pick because again, it allows them to play this tempo game and play aggressive like they want to. Um, it could be Venge Core. I think it's most likely going to be Venge 5, but they do still have a little bit of flexibility. I'm interested to see what they pick with this Tiny now, because there's still like a load of different ways they can go with this draft. Like obviously Tiny doesn't give anything away. We saw Five Men Love picking up that Lena last game, in the last two games really, but I don't expect all the other teams to be doing that the same way.
Wow,
Interesting.
it's an early TB pick, and that's I feel like a TB pick into an Earth Spirit that could be troublesome for him.
Kind of, but at the same time, natural Manta builder, which
Yeah.
helps. With the Venge, they're probably going to pick some really physical damage core. So, like, play with the Venge. So the high armor hero is really nice in TB. Neither of their supports do a huge amount to TB. So Charlie loves this hero as well. They now have 3 bans to protect it as well. I mean, they'll ban Morph, for example, right on Nip. They'll ban probably Void, and they'll probably ban Arc Warden as well, would be the 3 I'd look towards. Oh, Void's already banned. So, I mean, yeah.
So we'll see what they ban on FlyToMoon. They need their 3 cores here, unless Iceberg were to play like a mid Earth Spirit, but I doubt it. Just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, this is an SEA, Ben. You gotta calm down a bit.
Yeah, we're not getting Yopaj playing the mid Earth Spirit, and it's definitely not the Chinese region, so we're not getting the Somnus mid Earth Spirit.
Did you see Neon beat Thingy earlier? Among Us, I think the team name's called.
Oh wow,
Among
really?
Us they were on a 14-game win streak, but Neon managed to end it. So
Was it the Yopaj Earth Spirit that did it?
I think he played Tiny. But yeah, back to this one. I just thought I'm sorry if I've just spoiled it for anybody in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my god. Underworld
sorry.
getting banned out here by FlyToMoon. Do these offlane heroes give you any sense of direction where FlyToMoon are going to go with their picks?
Not. I mean, the Bloodseeker pick I get because it's really good with Tiny. Because he could put the Tiny 4. It's also just really good with the Tiny in lane. We saw that from Viking yesterday. The Avalanche on top of the Blood Right at level 1 does a huge amount of damage. Yeah, unsure. Angelo pick I'm not so sure about, but I guess it's just a really strong hero right now. So, just good in its own right anyway. It's this get out of jail free card for the TB as well, I guess. I think Underlord's just a really good hero, honestly, right now. The hero's crazy. And they banned Timber, so they banned Timber as well, which is nice. Obviously, very good against both these heroes. What's the last one going to be? Arc Warden was the one I mentioned. I think if FlyToMoon
Yeah.
play Arc Warden, oh yeah, okay, Drow's good as well. Obviously, the
Okay.
marksmanship piercing base armor. So could they pick
So,
ET position 3 on FlyToMoon?
oh,
That's what I want to see.
I would be kind of down for that. But is that a hero that we'd see general play?
I don't know. Probably not.
And they go Enchantress. We've seen a lot
Uh,
of Enchantress. Enchantress, can be aggressive in lane early on. Just have the with the enchant and the impetus damage. Like you can certainly feel it from the Enchantress, despite it being this squishier 5.
so now, I mean, the clock's still in the pool if General wants to play that, but I don't know how much of a good clock game it is. He's just very good at it, though. I'm trying to think of other heroes that might. I still think Arc Warden being in the pool is a big deal. I think Arc Warden makes TB's game really hard, especially with the magnetic field. Like whenever you pop meta and you have that massive range advantage, it's null and void until you get MKB at least.
So, General, last time he played Elder Titan was 2018. He was
So
on
he can play it.
Navi at the time, and then he
Nice.
played it
Okay.
in 2017 and then 2014. So, well, it's not happening here with the Pango anyway, so it doesn't matter. Although Iceberg could pick up that Pango, so it's not entirely just a done deal with the Pangolier, right?
Yeah, exactly. They do have a little bit of flexibility here, and I thought Iceberg might look at something like Zeus as well potentially, which is something he really likes to play. Okay, your Darks here.
Spirit Breaker last pick for Ninjas of Pajamas.
I mean, it just gives them the flexibility to put the tiny 4 still, and obviously Darkseer enables that a little bit more too.
Yeah.
But how many times did we see this in SEA, the Darkseer Tiny combo, where you would Surge Iron Shell the Tiny, and his mid game is so strong. Because
Yeah.
not only do you have the huge burst damage from the Avalanche toss, but also in that duration, when you're standing next to him, the Iron Shell is also doing damage. So, yeah, I like this pick. I think Sablelight's also really good at this hero. It gives them a hero that builds these like team fight items to allow the TB to
There's the
sustain
Arc
as well.
Warden.
Yeah, and there's the arc. I love this arc. I think this is really strong. They're kind of missing this hero that just commits to fights though on FlyToMoon. I don't know what that might be, but they need something that can like get them through the mid game at the moment. I'm looking at these like Kunkers potentially as an option. Zeus is a little bit greedy, I think, with arc.
Yeah, I feel like Arc kind of takes over the map, which
Like
can be
Lena, but
difficult for other players to really get their say in farm. They ban a Visage. Okay.
yes, yeah, Supreme, very good at that hero, and they've also played it as a Has Era played it before? I think.
They could still do this
I
Pango
might be
mid.
wrong
Would there
about
be an
that.
offlaner that you'd feel comfortable with for the side of FlyToMoon?
Ah. I think it's more likely to be an Iceberg hero. What do they go for?
Ooh.
Wow. It's so... Their lineup's so slow. But,
You
I
think
mean,
so?
we saw this from them yesterday. Yeah, like the Storm needs a little bit of time. It's a good Storm game because it threatens the TB at all points in the game, I think. Like, especially when you know he's going to be farming jungle and things, the Storm has that like potential to just blow him up with an Orchid or something, right, before the Manta comes online. But, yeah... I don't think it's an amazing Storm game. I think it's good, just because they don't have a huge amount of catch on ninjas. And because now you're playing against this hero in the Arc Warden that sits right at the back, but you don't have a huge amount to protect it with on FlyToMoon, which is my worry, especially against Surge as well.
I feel like you do have ways to protect it.
Oh, you have Swap, but if your
Rolling
Vengeance
Thunder,
standing
maybe?
behind the Arc Warden, yeah, but
Invoker.
okay,
This could be tough.
I like this. I think this is a nice draft for Nip. I will say though that I think FlyToMoon are still the stronger team, but
Yeah.
I like Nip's draft, so it should be an interesting one. I think if Arc Warden gets like shut down at all, I think FlyToMoon's game is hard. Like, but they need the Arc and the Storm to both have a really good time, I think. So I'll go for Nip. I'm on the bandwagon from yesterday. That's
Okay.
yeah, positive energy.
I'll have to do the panel thing. I'll take FlyToMoon. Although I think I trust Arc Warden. And I feel like Iceberg's going to ball out of control. Just something in my head feels like he's going to ball out of control. And that could just be because I do enjoy Iceberg as a person.
Yeah, I think this game's very close, though. You can kind of see how both teams would have win, right? Where day one, I feel like we had some one-sided drafts. I feel like the ones that we've seen so far today have been pretty good, like in terms of being close. So it's come down to play like a lot more than draft, I think, today so far, and hopefully that continues because they always make the best games to watch.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get into this one. We'll see how Supreme can do on this Invoker. And I think I'm going to stick with FlyToMoon. I think that's I'm ready to sit there and back my pick.
So the question for me is, does he play Quaswex Invoker on Supreme, or does he play Quas Exort? I think it's more likely to be Quaswex, but it could be either still. If they ever hit a combo, by the way, where they get like Vac into Avalanche into Cataclysm, could be absolutely hilarious.
Normally.
So let's see how this goes. Any matchup you think goes severely one way or the other?
I think Ench TB should have a really good time. If the Ench plays the lane well, which Misha has been playing, Misha likes this hero a lot. So I think this Pango Earth Spirit, their first few like levels until they get levels online themselves are going to be pretty difficult. But at the same time, General's insanely good at so many like heroes in the offlane, I think. And whenever I watch him play for FlyToMoon, he's always playing well. I think I hardly ever see a bad game from him. Even if he's behind in net worth, I feel like he's always making plays. So interesting to see what he can do up here.
Who's he going to be up against? Pango as well as the Earth Spirit. And I feel like it's going to be mostly just the Pango if Roger's moving around quite a bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much he does move around. Because I don't think they can win the lane against the Ench. I think Misha should just win that lane. Straight up. So they're actually put the Darkseer bot, though. Oh, yeah, sorry, no. In my head, Darkseer was on the Radiant there for some reason. Okay, never mind. I'm having a rough one. Always want to fly might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, 3 heroes coming over. Era ready with a toss. They'll toss him back, and now 3 heroes just will continue to go and look for first blood. Ooh, Fairy Fire. Enough to save Always Want to Fly, but now the Fairy Fire as well as the South.
Don't be mad.
Well, that's really good for Daiso, though, the fact that they get the all that region out of the Vendril ready for this lane. And when you're playing against Darkseer Tani, they have a lot of kill potential, so not having that salve now is going to be a bit worrying.
So Misha comes up top. Charlie here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Metamorphosis used almost immediately. But we'll see. Because with the TBs at least, you'll see like an enchant as well as a meta used or just meta to really secure some farm. But if it's like this right now, I think Charlie doesn't even need to use it at the moment.
Sable's actually just going to skip the first wave. Right, okay. Second wave, sorry. They don't really want to lane up against the Arc. Yeah, they block the small camp. Era body blocks the big camp as well. I accidentally pinged. But yeah. So Ben's not going to be able to get a pull off here. But this bottom lane is really interesting though, because what happens is you see Darkseer's now brought the wave under his tower, so that this next wave that's coming through is going to push instantly into the tower. So Venge needs to go and catch it here. Make sure that the Arc Warden still gets the XP from this wave.
And there's already a deny from Saberlight, so only 3 creeps to come through. And like you said, Always Wanna Fly's got to catch this wave. Does exactly that.
They have to, they have to try and bring it down here so that, the Arc doesn't lose anything, which is fine. Storm's having a really good time mid, though, I gotta say. He's really starting to pull ahead in the CS. Which I think Storm should in these early levels, especially because he's playing cross-sex Evoker, right?
TB taking some damage up towards top. All of a sudden, Charlie, he's on the run. Everything on cooldown right now for the Earth Spirit.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Salve for Misha. Charlie,
Wait up.
if he's not too careful, I feel like a roll just comes out and he gets Boulder Smash back towards General.
Has been killed.
Well, I mean, they're doing really well up in this lane, actually. Not in terms of, well, I was going to say not in terms of CS, but they've stopped the TB from farming.
And then over bottom, Darkseer getting chased all the way by Always Wanna Fly with this wave. Saberlight, Surge, Magic Missile comes in. Era trying to defend him. Right clicks from Always Wanna Fly. Bringing Saberlight down low, but he's got that salve to work with. And then Misha. Boulder Smash, rolling Boulder. Swashbuckle comes in. Doesn't do that much damage onto this Enchantress. Now they've got the Enchant. Metamorphosis is about to run out. But before it does, they get first blood. They'll take Roger's life.
Has been killed.
Oh, they get Misha's courier, though, as well.
Is under attack.
Both the couriers have died top now. And he's going to drop his bottle for the Earth Spirit to bring in. Not all bad for FlyToMoon, but... Their laning stage has gone so much better in this mid and bot lane, so I don't think, this top lane, I don't think it's supposed to win. They lose a kill just from, a silly little potential going too far dive, but TB still only has 12 CS, like almost
Bench
4
taking a
minutes.
lot of damage bottom. Iron Shell, one more right click from Era. There's another kill there for Ninjas in Pajamas. Nothing lead. Ninjas in Pajamas still riding high at the moment. Supreme, oh, good tornado. Okay, stopping Roger in his ball. Things still going really well though for FlyToMoon despite the 2 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, this mid lane Iceberg's got 10 denies already. If you look at the XP difference between the two of them, he's starting to pull out a little bit, so he's going to hit that level 6. A nice timing.
Misha finally goes down. General gets the kill there up in the top lane.
Roger's done a really good job up here of not taking a huge amount of XP. So you see the Panga's now level 4 already. So he's doing okay. Like, obviously TB, Misha's been doing the same thing, so TB's also had like pretty free XP.
Mm-hmm. What's the net worth looking like? 2,300 right now?
Right for the round 2, top general gets to refill his bottle.
Yeah,
Charlie might be in
TB
a bit of trouble.
disarmed. Boulder Smash on top of Misha as well as Charlie. They've got a roll ready to go. Swashbuckle. Ooh. I think if that swashbuckle hits, the roll goes.
Iceberg really wants to refill his bottle, but general's like,
Avalanche
"Oh, come on,
toss. They get the kill and Always Wanna Fly. So down bottom, just the avalanche toss and having the iron shell, they've been able to mess about with this Venge, but that still really doesn't stop V-Tune for having a good game.
That's the thing, right? You're killing the Venge, and yeah, that's great, but Beach is still just free farming away down here. He's almost got his Midas finished now, about 75 gold away, so he's going to have a really good time. So sometimes we see like the double Wraith run before you go for Midas, but this game he's gone ultra greedy and it's worked for him.
Ball lightning over to get Charlie. Vortex rolling Boulder right on top of him. They'll get the kill onto the TB. Charlie getting overwhelmed by the Spirit Brothers and a Pangolier best friend.
It does mean that he's not going to get the 6-minute rune though on the Storm. It does go towards this Invoker, who actually just denies it. Okay.
So we see Avalanche toss once more. V-Tune, he needs to find himself some space. I'm not sure he's going to. They just got the kill on a Charlie, but now they lose V-Tune and Always Wanna Fly. They're putting in some aggression over bottom, and it finally pays off in a big way, getting this kill onto the Arc Warden.
Yeah, this Tiny's had a really good start to the game already. Like, he's 202. If you look at his net worth, and in terms of all 4 supports, he's the one at the top.
What have we?
Again, still in FlyToMoon's favour. Iceberg on this Storm sitting at the top. VTune managed to use this Midas before he died. I don't know if you noticed down in the bot lane. So, although it's bad,
Dire's
it
top
could have been
tower
worse.
is under attack.
It's the same as the top, the death top for them before.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Iceberg helping out VTune to get this stack. He's just about to hit that level 6.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
With that Satyr gone, there it is. So on a level 6 has the Tempest double with this Midas. Going Boots, Maelstrom,
Roger.
Dire's bottom tower is under
and
attack.
bots.
Swells away.
So how quickly Arc Warden's farm starts to bump up. What's Pango doing? He's in, I mean, look at these net worths. Like, FlyToMoon, they're almost all top 3.
I think this Evoker did a little bit worse mid than I expected it to. But it's all about going to be these rotations you can make with this with these points in Wex. It's a really good EMP game. We should remember that. So, in the fights, if a good EMP goes off, Storm's going to be struggling for mana. Pango will be struggling for mana. Yeah.
Iceberg getting the kill there, and he has been moving around the map pretty successfully so far. He's been happy with himself. And then Roger comes over and just refills the bottle.
Oh, he accidentally did it because he didn't do it because Roger had full inventory slots mid.
Oh no! Tornado EMP on a Roger. That'll hit. Iceberg also got hit by the tornado, and now Roger slowed up, cold snapped, and killed.
No. It's all the same to me.
That's really unfortunate because I feel like if Storm has mana there from the bottle refill, they might like just commit more. But yeah, he's gonna fall for it. He deserves to die for not refilling the bottle. That's what Iceberg say. It's karma. He's gonna have a really quick orchid timing though on Iceberg. First Oblivion Staff already and the Sage's Mask. He's going for it before Treads. So.
Wow. Stream to the Orchid, I feel like, just makes him capable of mowing down some of these heroes on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas.
Oh yeah, anybody
Radiant's
dies
top
that
tower
gets
is
caught by an
under
orchid.
attack.
If they're by themselves, at least, right?
Aaron Saberlight here top. Oh, Swashbuckler doing a lot of damage.
Does he have a... What's he going for on Pango? So he's got Arcanes. He's kind of fallen off a little bit in terms of network. He's actually going to TP mid though. They're going on the Invoker, but not going to be enough.
Seems to always be ready with that tornado.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So
I don't know how many points in Quas it is to stop the Storm from jumping away. I think it might be 4 on Iceberg.
Ooh, Avalanche toss with the wall down, and they commit the wall. They've got the cold snap. Roger going over to try and pick up the regen. There's the vacuum back. He still picks it up. Boulder smash on the 3, but it won't matter. They'll get the kill onto Iceberg and Roger. Grab themselves a little bit of a net worth lead.
And again, it's Era involved in 6 of these 8 kills so far. He's really getting like stuck in here, and he's only 1,000 gold away from his blink at 10 minutes in. But this guy's farming so well. And he has Tranquil Stick on top of that, remember. Like, it's not just brown boots. So, Era smokes up here. He's just going to look for more again. I think he really wants to find VTune. It's his idea.
Under attack.
Deep water.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tornado EMP down on a Roger.
Structures
EMP
are
won't hit, but the
fortified.
tornado was there. Supreme, he's starting to recover pretty well.
Dire's top
Gets
tower
another
is
deep
under
ward done on the
attack.
Tiny as well.
Right under that smoke. Or under that ward was that smoke.
I'm on.
Dire's top tower is fallen.
I think that kill on Iceberg before was really important, by the way. Because we were saying, how he was going to get such a quick orchid
Dire's
timing.
middle
It was
tower
basically
is under
uninterrupted.
attack.
But that one death like slows his orchid down in by timing by at least a minute, right?
Really changed the game. If he had had that
There's a
Orchid
lot.
now instead of later, but General, he'll end up
He's
getting the kill on the
solo.
Saberlight, solo kill onto the Darkseer.
There's a lot of heroes coming bot though as well.
Now they're looking, they go onto this tiny era, magnetized and trying to run, but eventually he'll fall to Iceberg. They put their attention on Roger. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, bottom with a +1 up top. Iceberg survives, he gets a kill, and that pushes him very close to the Orchid.
You have to remember though at the same time as well, Vichin's just farming away in the mid lane, right? Nobody's stopping him. Nobody's told game. He died once bot lane, but I mean that doesn't really count.
Mhm.
He has the double iron talent to work with as well because of the neutral iron.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Things looking really good so far for FlyToMoon, but with I think Ninja's a job.
Oh. You here, Ben?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for me a second, that was all.
Yes.
I kill the creep bar. Get it. Nice. Easy.
Radiant are scanning.
All
They
good.
really need this blink on the Tiny. I think on Ninjas. I'd like to see them give Tiny some farm priority
Radiant's
somewhere
top
just for a couple of
tower is
minutes.
under attack.
Just until he finishes that blink. Mid.
Ball lightning, looking for Supreme.
He has this Mjolnir finished on, sorry, not Mjolnir, Maelstrom on Arc Warden though. So he's still just chipping away, finding his farm, and you know, we talked about how good this Cortical matchup is Arc versus TB. I think there's going to be so much pressure on this Darkseer and Tiny to find the Arc Warden in the backline, because if they don't, I mean, he's just going to, like, just tear through their whole team. So, yeah. These two wards, by the way, from Nip that they got down before with the Tiny Smoke have been so good.
Yeah.
They've spotted so many rotations coming towards this mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, and now they see them starting to walk bot as well under the ward, so Misha's going to start to run away.
And
It's
he just
giving them
gets the
so
lead for
much
free.
information. Yeah. 14-minute rune's about to spawn there as well. Arcane bot. Oh my god.
Oh, in between Roger and Iceberg, that gets picked up. That can't happen.
That's a really nice play from Supreme though. Like, he recognized it where it was going to be like so important. If the Soul gets one of the active runes.
To me.
Would have been nice for him, and he does have this Orchid. Having that Orchid in the Arcane Rune would have been massive for him. We'll say V-Tune just continuing to farm away. He's got this Maelstrom.
Radiant's top
And
tower is
working
under
towards
attack.
Boots of Travel. Do you think he commits to the Boots of Travel or goes Mjolnir in full?
Good question. Hang on, there's a fight mid. Yeah, just gonna zip away.
Tornado?
Fight's gonna get caught. Okay.
Lands on always want to fly. They'll get the kill onto the Venge. Toss him up in the air. Impetus shot does the last blow.
Radiant's bottom
They want
tower
to
is
enchant
under
it.
attack.
Yeah, they're gonna take the illusion.
And then they can move over to take this tier 1.
Precious bounty.
I think you probably go for the Mjolnir before you go BOTs, I'd
Radiant's
imagine,
middle
but
tower is
I don't really know. I'm not really an Arc player.
Radiant's middle tower has
I guess
fallen.
the BOTs allows you to split push lanes a lot more, so that's probably the way they look at it.
Balance the scale.
Archer's still level 6 at 15 minutes on Earth Spirit. Wow. Yeah, he does go BOTs. Okay.
Old snap. Swashbuckle getting some distance. Ball lightning in. Iceberg?
Okay. Well, that was without the blink as well, remember, from the Tiny, so he just balled in on top of him.
Are scanning.
Yeah, no, they're going to find a +1. Always want to fly. He's under the tower. What do you do here? There's not much. He tries to swap his way out, but they hit the avalanche anyway, and the right click comes in from Charo to finish him off.
They want the enchant. They want the illusion. He's running away.
Radiant's bottom tower.
No.
Thunder. Back and forth. Magnetize. Supreme. Swashbuckle. That comes in. Okay. They'll at least get one. V2 comes in with a Tempest double. Roger trying to reapply the Magnetize as much as he can. Gets it up again, but there's the Sunder. Magnetize might take out the Enchantress. General goes in and finishes him off as he's got that Blink Dagger. Iceberg comes all the way through. And now, with no Sunder, they've got the toss, but it gets him out of harm's way. That's
They are gonna
perfect
get the
to
Tiny,
keep
though.
this Terrorblade alive, and now they try to get the Tiny and will. So 3 heroes out on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. FlyToMoon, though, you know, it was Iceberg dying at the beginning of that fight.
We have to remember
Works
though
out
that all
okay.
these fights are 4 versus 5. It feels so much like yesterday where Vici was just free farming on Morph for 2 games and then he eventually just won them the game.
Supreme spots General. They've also got Misha coming over. He's trying to pick up a haste. Swashbuckles away instead, but they've got the enchant. They'll have the damage. He's not even fast enough to walk into that that Sunstrike.
And the problem is he can't take the haste in there straight away because then Ench just purges it off.
Yep.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is
had
under
to
attack.
basically just accept his death there, unfortunately. Ooh, Grove Bow. Wonder if they give that to like Evoker or Ench instead. It's a nice nether shore game as well for the Tiny, who is 50 gold away from his blink. There you
Which
go.
it was slowed down a significant amount. It felt like he was going to get it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it did, but at the same time, like, they've just been fighting non-stop. But now look at Vichu's net worth in comparison to Charlie's. Like, he's 20% up already.
Yeah.
And he has the Hyperstone now as on top of the BOTs and the Maelstrom, so almost has that Mjolnir.
I like the Blink Dagger
Dire's
first big
top
item
tower
for
is under
Pangolier,
attack.
honestly. I think it disrupts the fight quite a bit.
Yeah, he's just full utility this game. Like, he has 2 greedy cores, and the Storm and the Arc Warden. Yeah, Arc Warden obviously a lot more so than the Storm. But
They're going to
he
try and
needs to
fight.
be-
Avalanche Toss coming through. Roger vacuum back. They get the kill onto the Earth Spirit. If somebody's going to tank the gank, it's either him or always want to fly who you want to. Unfortunately, though, it ends up being both of them. Avalanche.
What I miss?
Work it onto the Dark Seer. Now right-click damage. This could be good with
Oh
the Rolling
my God, the
Thunder
Rolling
coming in
Thunder.
very heavy. Era in trouble. They'll pop the mech. Can they get the kill on Era? He survives with 20 health. The Tempest double charging. One last click. Oh, I think it went on to a neutral instead of the Tiny.
It's a question now that they pop meta on Nip, so what can they get done with this, right? Like, because again, Vichun wasn't actually in that fight still, like he was kind of hanging around just in case, but... Like, they've used their spells here, what do they get from this? Can they, like, take objectives? That fight would have been an absolute disaster, though, if that Rolling Thunder hadn't have come through at the time it did.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Very good Rolling Thunder. Look at where Ninjas in Pajamas are playing. So deep inside the jungle.
They know they have to start trying to pressure here. The problem is now they have no meta, so it's much more difficult for them to take towers. They just want to find kills. Ooh, General.
Cold Snap. Trying to roll away. Just can't do so.
There's no
It looked like he was going to be okay there for a second. Invoker with the cold snap. Secures it.
Stupendous.
We really haven't seen a huge amount from Roger though this game. He's going to get broken by
Avalanche
the smoke
toss.
as well.
Roger hit with the tornado. Ninjas in Pajamas doing a very good job of going around the map and just getting pickoff after pickoff. Now they head towards top. They want to go for Vichu, and they find always want to fly. Magic Missile comes in with a ball lightning as well as the electric vortex. They lock up Era. They get the kill. Misha now some right clicks. Impetus shots coming through onto this Venge. And trying to get the kill. Eventually will.
You did your best.
Blast is out. The right click damage not enough to get the kill
Oh,
onto this
Misha.
Enchantress. Supreme's forward on this though. They do have ball lightning and the vortex.
Why is
But-
Iceberg going in?
Yeah, it's a
Radiant's
bad
bottom
spot
tower
for him to
is
go in
under
on.
attack.
He's in trouble
This
now.
is the real V-Tune. They've got the vacuum back into the wall as well as these impetus shots. Misha doing so much damage, especially with that alacrity. Eventually, they kill this Enchantress. They've got the Rolling Thunder as well as the Blink. So now the Magnetize, they'll stop the TP from Supreme.
Radiant's bottom
They get
tower
that.
is under attack.
Charlie coming from behind with Saberlight. Now Era's here. Misha back alive with the buyback being used. General Swashbuckles to the other side of Roche. Pops that mech. Sipping on the bottle. Blinks away.
Dire
Swashbuckle in a second. He's made the distance. He gets out.
And again, they pop meta on Nip. That fight felt so forced by FlyToMoon. Then all of a sudden, like, Iceberg dies, but then they just turn up and like General just goes to town again. Right? He's going to have the Greaves relatively soon as well, which will be really nice this game, especially because Invoker's almost finished his Orchid. So these item times are starting to align here. But again, like, look at the net worths now in comparison for the Arc Warden to the TB. He's almost 4,000 up. Like, it's getting harder and harder for Nip, which is why you see they're trying really hard to make these aggressive plays on the map. And not getting objectives. They're just finding kills, and it's not enough.
Does that dome work? Sorry, I missed that kill on a general there at bottom. Just looking at both screens as now they come over to look for Iceberg. Still just a 1k lead, but VTune, he's saved up so much gold and finally buys out on the Demon Edge, going into the MKB next. And then the Scotty.
Oh, they found him.
Blink forward, Avalanche, they found him! Goes in the dome, vacuum back, another dome by the Tempest double. They get the kill onto this Arc Warden. This is exactly what they wanted the entire time, and they finally find it.
A huge kill. That's the first time they've killed him in like 20 minutes, like just under. So, biggest kill on the map they could have found. Iceberg's going to try and go mid, but he misses the hit onto the Tiny before Tiny blinks away. Looking decent for Nip at the moment. They're going to have the Skadi on the TB relatively soon, but they need the MKB, I think, more than anything to be able to fight into this magnetic field right now on the Arc Warden, because he's going to be so strong when he gets this MKB. TB's kind of like an item behind at this point. So
General, silence before you get the Rolling Thunder off. Cold Snap comes in, and now they've got the Avalanche toss.
Radiant's bottom tower
it
is
was
under
5,
attack.
3, and 12. He's actually just been everywhere. Saberlight's getting so many assists as well because of this Ion Shell on the Tiny.
Magic Missile, Tornado comes in, hits on Iceberg, always want to fly, taking damage from the Impetus shots. They get the kill on Iceberg, they'll find and turn, always want to fly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is crazy though. I know Iceberg had a really good start to this game, and it feels like he's just died 4 times in a row without really achieving anything.
Yeah.
Insane, and they're just gonna go high ground bot. And Arc Warden's not there, he has no TP.
They've got meta to work with. Tier 3 is in trouble. Tier 3 is not in trouble, it's dead.
The clone died just before it got magnetic field off as well.
Has fallen.
They're just gonna lose Rax.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
What
under
happened in like the
Radiant's
last 2
bottom
minutes of this
has
game?
fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has
All
fallen.
they needed was that one catch.
Yeah, I mean, Vici and TP top when he like respawned. General dies bot, Iceberg dies mid, they lose a Rax. All of a sudden the game's just turned on its head. Any kind of Rax you can get against Arc Warden is massive as well. Like any structure. So that's huge for Nip.
We'll say luckily for FlyToMoon they have tier 1 top and a tier 2 mid, but that is not looking good. And Ninjas of Pajamas doing a very good job in this game thus far.
Dire are scanning.
Saberlight. Oh, the Centaur Stomp!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're going to try and carry on going through here. Rolling Thunder comes through as well. And they managed to catch the Invoker as well. And with Roger still rolling through, they're actually going to be able to find him here with the Venge Stun as well. Oh my goodness. And now they can just move into Roach straight away. Oh my god, the game turns around from them taking bot racks, and now all of a sudden, the game just turns on its head again. Jesus.
Immortality is mine!
They're going to get the Aegis for Ice. They actually give it to the Iceberg Storm, which I really like as well. Really well played. And they're going to find the TV illusion mid, okay. So now if you're Nip, like you took this mid Rax, sorry, the bot Rax, which is amazing. Then
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh
attack.
my god, like how do you approach this now that Iceberg has Storm? You basically, the Arc Warden now has 5 more minutes of just absolute free farm, because I don't think they can do a huge amount on Nip to fight into this Aegis. Oh my god. Ben, I think Ben Stark said he dropped a second, so don't worry chat. We've got the Mo Farah play-by-play for a while. It's back, we're online. They're going to try and find more here. They know how they have this Aegis on Storm, so they're really strong, but nice back wall comes through from Saberlight, and Storm just instantly loses the Aegis. I mean, Roger's going to straight up die as well. They pop the Meta on TV as well. General comes through with the Rolling Thunder, and they're going to try and blow people up here. Can they have enough damage? It doesn't look like they do. Mech gets popped by Saberlight, and they're all back to full HP again on the Dire side. It's just a waste of Aegis, 100% from FlyToMoon. Boy, oh boy. And they've popped the meta here as well, so they probably want to try and take this 2-2 mid if they can on ninjas. TV with the Skadi almost has the BKB online now as well. He's going to be really strong on these fights. Like if you look at FlyToMoon's side, they don't have a huge amount of physical damage apart from this MKB on the Arc Warden clone, and himself obviously. They're trying to split push at the top at the same time on the Arc Warden clone, so that tier 2 going to get top. Tier 2 top going to get low, but it's not enough. And this game's been so topsy-turvy in the last 5 to 10 minutes. That's really back and forth. You do have to remember for Nip, though, that yes, they can take these outer towers. They'll probably look to start trying to push top soon, because they're the last 2 outer towers on the map. But the high ground is where it really gets difficult. I mean, the only reason they took the Raxus before is because FlyToMoon just weren't prepared. You know, if the Arc Warden's in position there to start getting the magnetic fields down, it's much more difficult for them. But, they're actually going to look to smoke out here on FlyToMoon.
Is under attack.
Did they see Tiny? They didn't. It was night time, so they didn't have the vision. Always when a Fly's going to drop the ward down. He's probably going to give his life away for it straight away. German's going to come through with the swashbuckler as well. Iceberg goes in with the stomp, and with the general Rolling Thunder coming through as well. Wall goes down, but it doesn't really hit anybody. And now Iceberg's in a little bit of trouble. Charlie pops his BKB, but General's still rolling through this fight. Roger's going to come into the backline as well, and they do find Supreme on the Invoker straight away. Charlie BKB getting a little bit wasted here. It's basically just getting kited the whole duration, and General's still just getting involved with this fight. Roger with another roll through. They really want Charlie here if they can. And it looks like Misha's just going to have to give his life away to allow the TV to come out there. Great fight for FlyToMoon. And V-Tune gets down to about half HP in that fight, but does manage to get himself out as well, so they don't lose any cause. Always want to fly, gives his life away at the start of the fight, but it just doesn't mean anything. He has the Venge Illusion to work with on his death, so it's fine. And now they're going to be able to take the mid-tier 1 as well, so... Paladin Sword. Arc Warden as well. Oh, God. Guys, I only want smiles in chat for my play-by-play. This is... I've been working on it, like the last 2 weeks, because I have to do some play-by-play work for another tournament. But this is pressure. You have to rate me from 1 to 10, and if I see any 1s, I'm not going to be happy. Okay. Iceberg now has the Bloodstone to work with as well, and he is going back for that MKB now on the Terrorblade. I thought he would have gone for it before the BKB. But... So, General looks. What's he? I think that was he was going for a Lincoln. There was that on the Pango. Or was it an A on a Lotus Orb? Sorry, potentially. I didn't quite see, but they have a gem on Saberlight. Okay, so they really want to start trying to take over the map by the looks of it. I mean, this Arc Warden is still just a massive problem now. Like it's less than a 1k net worth lead for FlyToMoon, but if you look at the net worth of the cores on either team, the only reason Nip is still not further behind in net worth is just because their supports are so much further ahead than FlyToMoon. FlyToMoon core is definitely in the stronger position right now. Nero's going to come in and gets the Avalanche tossed onto General, but it only gets him to half HP. They do cancel the Rolling Thunder. Always want to fly's going to die first, but General, can he get this Rolling Thunder away? Looks like he will. They have the Sunstrike provision, but he is just going to be able to TP away. So they get the Venge kill, but I mean, they'll be fine with that. I mean, always want to fly could die 30 times this game, and I don't think he'd care. If you decide to pick Venge for yourself coming into this series, or any game of Dota for that, you know you're going to be dying. It's just the way it goes. All right.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
They might be able to find General again here. You have to remember, he doesn't have the Rolling Thunder here, and they get the Avalanche Toss as well, and with Misha's impetus damage coming through, he pops... Greaves at the last second, but the Sunstrike's actually going to kill him off! Oh my god, Supreme, what a snipe! And that damage from the Ench as well after the 4-staff away. I thought it was going to be enough, and the Greaves doesn't quite keep him alive from that Sunstrike. Magnetic Field's going to go down to Sutton, trying to push this tier 3 here, with the clone spawning as well. The double comes out, so Nip are just going to have to back themselves off here.
Dire's bottom tower
This is what we were saying, it's so difficult for them to go high ground, even after killing General's Pangolier.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just not enough.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire
I mean,
are
definitely not all
scanning.
bad for Nip though. I feel like when they get the MKB on the Terrorblade,
Radiant's
they are
top
going to be like
tower
10
is
times
under
stronger.
attack.
So you kind of have to wait a little bit for that. They are getting close. Just about 1,000 gold away or so, just under. He's going straight for that Daedalus on the Arc Warden. Wow, so
Dire's bottom tower
between
is
the
under attack.
MKB and the Daedalus, he's going to be doing a huge amount of damage. That Scardy obviously going to help massively as well.
Radiant's
When
top
Terrorblade's in the
tower is
meta
under
form,
attack.
counts as a range hero. So the Scardy slow goes up to 50%. It's pretty high. Yeah, and he is going for the Lincoln Sphere on Pangolier as
Dire's
well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh god, that's one thing we haven't really
Radiant's
seen too
top
much of
tower
this game.
has fallen.
The Alacrity on the TB. That's a lot of damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Seems to be lagging ever so slightly here. But it's fine, we're back
Dire's
in.
bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, so they almost have the MKB on the Terrorblade here. It's only about 100 gold away. And yeah, this is it. It should be able to come out here. So do Nip feel like they're the stronger unit here with this MKB on the Terrorblade? They are going to smoke up as well on FlyToMoon though. With the second Aegis spawning relatively soon. Yeah, I mean, look at that Roche spawn. It's so quick. It's going to be up. Like now. There you go. And there's an Arcane rune that spawns for Iceberg as well. Nip are going to have to get over to this pit relatively quickly. Both these teams need to make sure they're scouting around this area. Getting good vision down. And it's going to be so much more difficult for them to blow up the storm at the start of the fights now that he has this BKB as well, which is what we saw so much at the start of the game. Always want to fly, tries to get a deep ward down, it is going to get dewarded, and he gives his life up for it as well. Does have buyback available just in case, and that Death Illusion gets taken over by the Ench. So they do head into the pit on Nip. With this Alacrity on the TV, they do such a huge amount of damage. And it looks like FlyToMoon, they aren't going to come over to the pit and contest, so they're just going to give this one away for free. Surprises me quite a lot, actually. But
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
guess they feel like they weren't in position, they didn't have the vision down, maybe? Right. Let's go back and look at the numbers, guys. What did you put? Right, I'm going to ban everybody in chat that said 1. You're all done. Get out of here, alright? You're all done. Let's get Twitch chat interaction. So this is what me being Beak Up normally do. So this game's pretty close, right? We're at 1k net worth advantage for Nip, but they do obviously have the Aegis to work with here. So press 1. Press 1 in chat if you think FlyToMoon are going to win. Press 2 if you think Nip are going to win. I think it's very 50-50 right now. If I look at the Dota Plus, they actually put it 70% or so for Nip. That really surprises me. I guess with the Aegis, they are favoured a little bit, but 70% feels a little bit high. And here comes Charlie back into the game again. We can get back underway. Hopefully. I mean, General is being a massive pain in these fights, but at the same time, he's so susceptible to just getting blown up straight away. So hopefully this Lincoln should cover him a little bit with trying to survive the initial burst that comes his way. Still feel like somebody needs to be on Arc Warden duty in the fights, though. Right? They just basically just, you know, run into the backline and try and get on top of him. I think that probably has to be Era. Roger gets a roll onto Era and has to pop his BKB here, so potentially a little bit of a waste of a BKB, but Ali kills the clone as well.
Healing power.
Roger in a little bit of trouble here, gets orchided up, and without the BKB that he had to pop before, he is going to fall down. Iceberg sitting in those trees above, but couldn't really do anything to save him, unfortunately. Look at this Dragon Lance on Misha as well. I mean, you saw from like guys before that he just did a huge amount of damage to that General Pangolier, and Iceberg's just going to try and cut the wave here. Doesn't really care about Saberlight on the Storm. Really well played. He juiced to the right there and goes back to the left, so doesn't get found by the Avalanche. Iceberg obviously very good at this Storm hero. Plays it a lot. Probably one of his better ones, I would argue. And there's the Daedalus on Arc Warden as well. So the damage output from V-Tune now going to be very, very high. The question is, can they protect the Arc Warden in these fights? And this is what I was talking in the draft. This General last week, Pangolier, you know, you feel very... I think there's a lot of pressure on General to get these big Rolling Thunders off every single fight so that Arc Warden can freely get his damage off. Because if Arc Warden is able to stand and click this game, his damage output is going to be more than the TB, because it's him and his clone. Question is, can they find the Arc Warden in the fights first? Almost has this Ags finish on Iceberg, so 20 gold away. Supreme trying to hunt for him, though. Does see this tree just fall on the side, so he knows Iceberg's going to be playing on the top half of the map somewhere here, but the Ghost Walk does reveal on the creep, so Iceberg knows to be a little bit safe. I mean, they're just splitting the map so well at the moment, FlyToMoon, making it really difficult for Nip to find this 5-man rotation and fight that they want to.
Yes.
Looks like he's going for the Satanic now on TB as well, which is really good. Timeless Relic for the Invoker, that's really strong for him. And they're going to find Iceberg. He does get the BKB off. The Orchid goes onto Air as well with the Rolling Thunder coming through. He's in a little bit of trouble, but Charlie comes onto the side and he actually finds V-Tune straight away with this NKB. He's ripping through him. But is it enough? Kills the clone. Okay, but what else can he find here with this BKB? They are going to get always one of Fly's illusion. Okay, I say illusion, it's the real thing, but it basically feels like an illusion at this point. I thought that was the real Arc Warden. I won't joke with you guys, but you know, never mind. It's fine. Roger's trying to hide away here, and they do see him, so Roger's going to fall as well. They do have buyback on the Radiant supports, but really good fight for Nip there. But again, they use the meta away from the base. The question is, can they push these kills into objectives, which is what they've been struggling with from minute 1 here. Doesn't look like they can, but again, still all around a good fight for Nip. They do still have the Aegis on the Terrorblade, remember. So they want to try and take as many fights as they can right now. It's going to be up to FlyToMoon to keep splitting up the map. And there's going to be a Hex coming out for Invoker next, which is obviously going to be a really good catch for the Storm. Need to try and kill him off before that BKB comes out, which is what you saw. You know, the problem was for Tiny last fight. You know, you find this Storm, but as soon as he gets the BKB off, if you haven't cast a toss by the time he BKBs, it's really difficult to get that follow-up damage off. And he's getting very, very close to this Hex now. But it feels like the Aegis is probably going to time out at the same point as they get the Hex, which is a bit unfortunate for Nip, but again, they're still in control this game. FlyToMoon kind of like stuck in their base for now, trying to just defend their high ground. Tiny going to be going for that Lotus Orb as well. Obviously really important up against these Orchids coming out from the Storm and whatnot. Obviously very good against the Magnetize from the Earth Spirit as well. FlyToMoon very much stuck in their base here. Nip in control of the game for now, but Aegis is about to be reclaimed, I would imagine. So you probably see FlyToMoon look to try and make a play on the map. But yeah, so they're going to smoke up here. There's actually a refresher on General. It wasn't Lincoln's at all. What was I talking about? Oh my god. I mean, this could cause some real problems. You've seen, I mean, you guys have been seeing how much this Rolling Thunder's been doing in fights. If they don't burst this Pangolier down straight away on Nip, 2 Rolling Thunders feels like it might be a little bit too much to deal with. But they do have a good amount of damage output, and they are going to have this Hex on the Invoker, so they have much better catch potential now. Now, we have to remember that. So there are much more ways that they can bring down the Pangolier. It's kind of high risk, high reward on general this time. And look how much more farmed the supports are on Nip and FlyToMoon. This Ench has over 10,000 net worth. Not what you usually see from these POS 5 Enches. Even 40 minutes into the game. Misha, such a huge amount of farm. Has the Vlads as well, which is obviously going to be really helpful for the Terrorblade. And Arkwarden, I think he's... Yeah, so Arkwarden has the clone, and he has the BOTs available to get to his team if they find somebody with the smoke, but he needs somewhere to be able to TP2. So they can't really go too far out with the smoke here. It's a little bit of a shame, these pauses, because it's been a really back-and-forth game here. Nip definitely in control at the moment, but it's been one way then the other. Very, yeah, very back and forth.
Yes.
Supreme now has this Hex, but... Oh, it looks like they're smoking down to the 40-minute rune, actually. Smoke gets break. Do they have detection? Yeah, they drop the sentry down, but it's a little bit too late. Supreme manages to walk away with that fast movement speed from the Ghost Walk. Really well played by him. They are going to look to find kills now. They know that they're down here somewhere, so Saberlight TP's down as well. You see the whole of Nip coming from the top half of the map as well. They look to try and choke them out here a little bit. Yeah, coming in from the top. He actually finds the Avalanche onto Venge, but he doesn't have any detection for the toss follow-up. It looks like we're with Misha here. It should be fine. They don't really want to use the Dispel here because they want to save it for the Death Illusion, but nice Rolling Thunder coming through from General. Keeps his Venge alive for at least a little bit longer. Backing out slightly here. They can't see what's happening, but Roger does die, and with the damage from the TB coming through, they're actually found the real... Oh no, it's the clone again. Oh my god, I keep getting debated by the clone. Holy crap. But they only find Roger, and they're always on a fly support someone. The question is, can they get more? Magnetic Field. Oh my god, 4-man pull from Iceberg. And where's the follow-up damage? I mean, Nip just stand their ground, and Magnetic Field goes down. He's delay this push, but Charlie just pounding away at this tower here. It is going to fall down. General gets the nice disarm onto the TB to stop the push a little bit, but it just doesn't matter. Nipper's still charging through here. Magnetic Field goes down again. Iceberg comes through with another 2-3-man pull coming through, but he gets hexed up by Supreme when he actually dies. He has 5 actually. Going to try and come back into this fight here. Sunder comes out from the TB onto the Arc Clone, and that's going to bring him back to almost full HP again, but with the meta running out, it looks like just going to try and back off here a little bit at least. But he should just go down to the Arc Warden Clone, so they get something here on FlyToMoon. There's 2 buybacks from the FlyToMoon supports here. Iceberg actually doesn't buy back in the end. He managed to hold without him. But great fight by Nip again. I mean, their gold lead, you know, 7k gold lead isn't a huge amount at the moment, but it is a good indicator that they're finding their way more and more into this game. And I think there was an Arc... Was that a Rapier he had queued up on Arc Warden? I think it was. Let me check. Yeah. Oh no, he has Nullifier queued up. Right, okay. On the Arc Warden. Fair enough. Obviously very good against the Surge. Just purges it off straight away. And they really want to keep up the pressure here. They're just forcing FlyToMoon to stay in their base. Supreme is going to come through here. They get the vac into the Hex as well. Do they have the damage to kill General? It looks like they do. And he's dead for 90 seconds. Does have buyback, but really well played by Nip. They're finding these combinations and pickoffs all over the map right now. And they're just constantly shoving the lanes in here on Nip. Doing a really good job. Again, FlyToMoon still just stuck in their base. What would Era go for next? I guess he's almost close to that level 20, so we'll have the toss requires no target. So when he gets that, it might be a little bit easier to try and find the Arc Warden in the fights to, like, you know, throw him out of position. And that's an axe on the TB. Is he 6 slowed already before that axe? Yeah, he was. Okay. So we've got the, I think, is it Terror Wave it's called? One of the most stupid abilities ever named. There's a Minotaur Horn on Storm, but just about gets it and manages to get away. Supreme almost managing to connect there with the Hex. Would have been close. They pop the Meta again here, though. They have the Meta attack range as well, so these buildings really going to start to melt. This magnetic field has to be put down straight away. Lift goes down at the same time, but it's a little bit wasted with both being used together. Nip going to carry on chucking away this Rax here, and it looks like it is going to fall. Terror Wave. Okay. Fair enough. And they get the Rax and they just retreat up. Roche minimum respawn time is hit now as well. So it's another relatively quick one. It's not quite as quick as before. But yeah, Octarine on Invoker next as well. Obviously going to be a very great item for him. He has the Timeless Relic to work with as well, so that cooldown reduction going to be very helpful. So much spell damage coming through from him. Roger, they're smoked up here. I mean, we haven't really seen a huge amount from Roger this game. He's had a little bit of a difficult one. Are they really trying to look for something here? Roger's just... Roger? I think you're in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. I mean, he bought back before, so he's dead for 85 seconds here. It's a big window where Nip might be able to utilize that. The question is, do they look to try and push here, or do they just be patient and wait for this next Roche?
Well-gotten gains.
Looks like they're just looking to control the map right now. Just wait for that Roche. I mean, when you're 45 minutes into the game, you don't want to make any rash plays. V-Tune's clone's got a TP bot. Can they do anything to this here? I mean, you have to be a little bit careful because it does do a lot of damage. I mean, Misha's going to try and right-click it, but yeah, that's the run away. Another fire comes out, so Misha might be in a little bit of trouble here. Can he get vision on the clone? Doesn't look like he can. He's going to have to just try and run away for now. And V-Tune going to carry on pushing out this top wave, but they're into the Roche now. It has spawned. They want this Aegis again. Does it have Refresher or Ags upgrade on the Roche? That's the question. So it looks like it is going to be the Ags upgrade. Okay, so I wonder who they give that one to. Looks like they gave it to the Darkseer. Okay, so he's going to have that increased wall length from the Ags. Very nice for him.
Mo, I'm back. I've made it.
My God,
I've made it to the end of the game.
Oh my... Chat, like... Me and Chat have been having so much fun. They definitely weren't just flaming me. It's fine.
Oh, don't worry.
But they're gonna go up high ground. Are you in the game?
Oh yeah, 23,000 net worth lead. Charlie going in. He's got himself Metamorphosis used, Lotus Orb on him, as well as the Aegis to work with. General, and now Rolling Thunder comes in. They've done a lot of damage, but great toss back keeps Charlie alive. Onto the backline, this is Roger with the Magnetize coming through, as well as the Rolling Boulder. He's got the silence on the 3 of these heroes. Is it enough to kill off Era? Yes, it is. So they've held on 1. Charlie got low, but never even needed a Sunder. Oh, he's got Axe Blessing, my favorite on Terrorblade.
My point was, I can't believe you disconnected in the game that Charlie's just bought Ags. Because, you know, I know how much of a big fan you are. Don't worry.
So excited. How's it going? What did I miss? Anything good? General,
it's been a lot of
vacuum wall onto the hill.
Oh my goodness.
Charlie's still taking a lot of damage. He pops BKB, V-Tune's Tempest double, trying to do all it can. Sunstrike onto the high ground to get the kill on always on a 5, but they get the kill on a Supreme. They look over the Darkseer, who eats the cheese and survives. So Saberlight trying to run, Ball Lightning with the BKB still going. Finally is no longer available on Iceberg. They look to get this kill onto the Darkseer. Vacuum once again, but it's not going to work out. They get the kill. The fire comes out from the Tiny as well as the Invoker. They look over. They've taken the first life out of the hands of this TB. They've got the Rolling Boulder in as well as the Impetus shots from Micha, but it just doesn't do enough damage. They've got the silence. They look for the kill. They get the kill onto this TB. Take Charlie out. And all of a sudden, what was once a 22k lead is now just an 11k lead. The Ball Lightning as well as the Electric Vortex Tornado comes in. It's only going to hit on Iceberg as the Rolling Thunder is going along. They've got the silence on Amisha. They're trying to chase and kill off this Enchantress goes into the Glimmer Cape, but the Rolling Thunder hits, and now they've got the Swashbuckle. And look at this. Another kill for FlyToMoon.
Wow. I mean, that fight was crazy. They had the Arc Warden just almost instantly kill the TV. Managed to get Sunder off, but this Arc Warden's doing so much damage. And they need to get on top of the Arc in the fight. If they don't get on top of the Arc's going to kill them. Like, it's as simple as that. It reminds me of like a sniper in the backlines, right? You have to find a way of getting to it. And it doesn't matter what all the other heroes are doing. If you don't kill the Arc, the fights are really hard.
And it looks like if they can force these buybacks, the game's just back to even.
Tower is under attack.
Take the tier 2, go on the high ground. I mean, they're going to force what? Maybe the Enchantresses, potentially the TBs?
I think they can just lose a set of racks here on Nip. Like, I don't think... If they use the TB, the buyback on TB, it's a disaster. Like, they just need to hold it. Yeah, they have Glyph as well. I don't think they'll even lose a set here at this rate, to be honest. It's going to be close. There's a repair kit as well.
Oh, gosh. This is so difficult. Am I just back?
Yeah. Really good hold.
Is that a visual bug for me? Yeah, it says Roche is back on my screen. Can't be the Aegis.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, they just lost the Aegis in the fight before, but... Always happens when you rejoin a lobby. I hate that. Again, another visual bug. Good stuff.
Beta.
This Basher in general is going to be really nice. I mean, the problem that TB's having at the moment in fights is that he keeps getting disarmed by this Pangolier. So, when he doesn't have the BKB on, it's really difficult for him to get his damage off, and it's down to 6 seconds now. So, this Basher, even more control coming up along with the lucky shot. Going to be really useful.
Ooh, ready to go once again. Abyssal Blade for General. Wow. And he's got Refresher Word. Jeez, this is a utility build. An odd build from...
So he went Greaves, Blink, Refresher.
Jesus.
It was crazy.
Okay.
I'd say it didn't work out the way they would have liked. I think it's probably the best way of saying that. You know, they lost 2 sets of racks.
Mm-hmm.
They kept getting picked off, and then they gave away second Roche, and you know the game kind of towards Nip favour. But now at this point, if you look at how the net worth has just completely changed after that last fight, it was almost 50-50 again. They're probably towards Nip favour still, I would say. Yeah, I think this Terrorblade is still really strong, and again their supports are really farmed. So I think that's where a lot of the difference comes. Arc Warden obviously the most farmed here on the map, but he is 6 slotted now, so Vichu's not going to get any stronger really. I mean, he can get a rapier, but both these carries basically as strong as they're going to get right now.
Now I could kind of take in the game a little bit. $7K lead. This is so close. I honestly thought the game might just end while I was dealing with internet issues, but I'm happy that I can make it back in time.
It's fine. You're back, it's fine. Me and chat, we had no issues. It was absolutely fine. Everybody gave me a 10 out of 10, didn't you, chat? It was fine.
I gave you a 10 out of 10.
That's because I banned everybody that said 1. So
oh, okay.
It's fine, yeah. There's 2 ways you can go about things.
Don't worry, I'm still on hold with my internet provider as this is going on.
I feel like the cores are almost getting as strong as they're gonna get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're almost slotted, pretty much. So the question for me is it's not down to items and things anymore. It's all down to play, and that's why I feel like it's very, very 50-50. Nip, they're getting slightly favoured still, I would say. But the DD on the Terrorblade here that gets bottled up, though, this could be the kind of game changer here for Nip.
Ooh.
And they do still have the magnetic field to worry about from the Arc Warden. But they can find the heroes. Lane, Invoker.
In some trouble. Pops the BKB, has the Hex on the Tempest. Double the right clicks coming in from Charlie with the double damage as well as the Metamorphosis. General trying to get out of this one. He blinks, goes into the Refresher Orb. Rolling Thunders Let's see.
Gonna run away.
We'll just TP out.
And again, that's kind of good for FlyToMoon, though, right? Because they pop the meta,
Yeah.
and it's like far away from their base. So half duration got already.
Terror Wave.
I love that there's an Alpha Wolf just following TB around as well, taking for like casual 550.
I'm over here. I'm over here.
Iceberg caught. Terror Wave coming in. Oh my god, look at that damage on Iceberg. Jeez, Charlie just comes in with the Terror Wave at the back end of that Metamorphosis. Best item ever in the game.
They didn't get anything with the meta until Iceberg dies right at the end of the duration of it. That's very sad for FlyToMoon, but yeah, really well played by Nip. And again, this Invoker Hex, ever since he's bought it, feels like it's paid off massively. On so many pickoffs with this in side lanes with the FlyToMoon cores trying to just push lanes out of things.
On Always Wanna Fly, they've got the dust, but the magic missile comes in from Always Wanna Fly. Out onto the Tiny. They missed the Tornado. They've got the Abyssal Blade used. They focus up Era, who pops the Minotaur Horn. They're going to the backlines with this. Vortex. Wow. Long wall coming down. Can they get the kill to Charlie? They've got the Hex out onto the Earth Spirit, so not much that Roger can get done. He ends up dead. Charlie gets the kill there, and now Iceberg needs to leave.
You might be able to find Iceberg. He's not got very much mana to work with.
No, not really.
Sableye has been vacuumed.
Back. Now the Silence. Dome. BKB's been caught by Charlie. Though going with the Rolling Thunder. Disarm coming through from the Invoker. But I just don't know if that's going to be enough for them to hold. Lost Iceberg. He's dead for 2 minutes.
Oh, the AoE surge. Oh my god, I forgot about this. I mean, yeah, without Iceberg, how do they hold it? I mean, Mechta's up in 30.
Yeah, but we'll get the Tempest Double, just get ripped apart.
General?
They've got the Hex. Always Wanna Fly, swaps out, gives up his life for Generals.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And there's still 100 seconds without this Storm.
I mean, Roshan's about to spawn again, but I feel like you really want to make the most of the Storm being dead here, right?
What surge is this?
What number Roche is this?
So they've taken the third Roshan. This will be the fourth.
Ah, so everything
Refresher
available.
and X. Yeah.
Rolling Thunder coming through from General. Has the Refresher up in 15 seconds. Minotaur Horn used. They've got the Nullifier. That comes under the Enchantress of the Vacuum.
they caught V2.
Onto 2. They've caught V2. He's on the backlines. Gets Hexed as well as Feared to the Terror Wave. They've got the damage to take out Always Wanna Fly as well as Roger. Those heroes are now gone without buyback, so it's a 2v5 situation that I just don't think FlyToMoon are going to be able to hold.
Has fallen. Radiant's
I mean, Arkwarden's still alive, but without the supporting cast.
now have
Yeah.
victory.
And they just go for the tier
looking for
4s, and this is looking like game 1's
Look
going
at
to
this
go the way
wall
of
as
Ninja
well.
Pajamas.
Put a wall in the base.
He just can't leave. Rolling Thunder comes out. Right click's coming in from V2, and they get the kill into General. They'll call GG, and the first game goes to Ninjas in Pajamas.
Victory.
Tell me what you thought about this KP.
Oh, well, let me tell you. First, I ran to my modem 4 times, unplugged, plugged it in, called support. It was a very amazing game. I'm going to need your thoughts on this one. You're going to have to hold this together, please.
Yeah, so I